So back running the VGC guide, and this time we are looking at Froslass. Generally, this should be a Gengar. Gengar has the same speed as Froslass. They're both a ghost, so they're both unfake outable, and Gengar gets very similar supports to Froslass, but it does it way stronger. The reason to use Froslass is Frost Breath, so that you can activate your own anger point on your own Pokemon, whether that's going to be a Taurus or a Primeape, or a Crocodile. Either of them will be fine. It's generally going to be Taurus at this point, because both of the Tauruses, at least the water and the fire one's not the regular one, that doesn't exist, those both resist Frost Breath, so those are generally going to be your best choices. For that reason, you want Wide Lens. You don't want to miss your activation. 99% of the time is incredibly reliable. 90% is not. You don't want to miss that. And that helps out with the other moves. Icy Wind will never miss with the Wide Lens. Will-O-Wisp is going to be 93% accuracy now, and that is significantly better than 85. So Wide Lens is going to be the item you want on Froslass, because the reason you'd be using it is Frost Breath, and you don't want to be missing the Frost Breath, so you want the Wide Lens. For that reason, you just go max speed so that you outspeed as much as you can, and dump it into HP. You don't need to worry about doing any damage with this Froslass. You could even just drop your special attack completely, and do as little damage to your own Pokemon with Frost Breath as you can, but you will do okay chip damage with Icy Wind, that it's worth that extra, 3 damage on your Taurus to actually do some extra damage with your Icy Wind. So this is going to be one of the better movesets you can get with the Froslass. Definitely have Frost Breath, definitely have Icy Wind, and you probably should just generally have Will-O-Wisp. This last lot is open to what you need, because then if you have Fake Tears on the team, then you're going to be able to have a second mode with the Froslass. It doesn't have to be, I will leave Froslass and Taurus, and that's it. You could leave Froslass and Special Attacker, and that would still be able to do some things. So Fake Tears would be very good for that. But here are some other potential things that you could do. Destiny Bond is a very good move on it as well, because you'll be able to take down a Pokemon with you that's effectively doing damage. So that would be a good way of dealing with the Pokemon. Disable's pretty good. They'll be able to put a stop to some of the super effective hits that could come into the Taurus, so maybe protect the Taurus on a turn, disable that move that's just been hit into it, and then it's completely freed up. Taunt is going to be good to stop any trick room shenanigans, because you'd want to just be going fast with your Taurus. That's going to be outspeeding most things, so you want to put a stop to the shenanigans while you just pull off your own. Thunder Wave is a good move to have as well, over potentially Will-O-Wisp, because both statuses are good, both are inaccurate, both would make use of the Wide Lens, so you'd be able to get off some speed control as well with the Froslass, more crippling than Icy Wind, and also you could just run Helping Hand, apparently it gets Helping Hand now as well, over Fake Tears, so that it isn't just a special attacker that can make use of the Helping Hand. Focus Sash is definitely a good item on the Froslass if you are brave enough to run it without Wide Lens. Also, you could run Air Balloon as well, because if you want to activate your anger point on your Taurus, it would like to click Earthquake, and then you'd be able to just be immune to that Earthquake. But it might actually be better to just KO your own Froslass to the Earthquake to give a paid switch into something in the back that can actually do things as well, because the Froslass has done its job at that point if your Taurus is +6. So that would be the reason to run Froslass. It's still a fine support Pokemon otherwise, but generally it should be a Gengar. Gengar can't Fake Tears though. But yeah, if you don't have a Taurus on your team, or if you don't have Anger Point on your team, use Gengar instead. But this is probably the best Pokemon to activate the Anger Point.